What up? Tyler Kolek out of Marquette is one of the biggest steals of the 2024 NBA draft. The Knicks got a steal by getting Tyler Kolek. I believe he was picked by the Blazers early in the second round, but then got traded to the Knicks, picked number 34 overall, so the fourth pick of the second round. He recently just had a game winner in summer league over the Sacramento Kings, but he's just such a well-rounded player, and I don't know why people didn't really see this coming. I didn't expect him to be, I shouldn't say that we know what he's going to be on the NBA level yet because it's just summer league, but he was doing so well at Marquette that it seemed like he was at least going to be a very solid role player in the NBA and was going to have a successful NBA career, at least from my perspective. But the greatest thing about it is that he just has such good vision on the court, and that's like such a great skill to have, especially as just like a young player coming into the league. And he's going to be really good. I just think he's going to be really good because he clearly just wants to win. He's not worried about numbers. And he gets a little bit of everything done on the court. He's getting rebounds, he's getting points, he's getting a lot of dimes. He's doing everything he has to. And to get him at number 34 overall is pretty good. And I think probably the main reason that he just went down that far is because he's 23 years old. And everybody acts like if you're entering the NBA draft and you're 22 or 23 years old, that like you're just going to be terrible and you have no potential, like you've just hit your ceiling at 23 years old. I don't think that that's a correct, way to look at things at all. Most of the time, you have guys that are older that come into the league just better prepared, And sure, maybe sometimes that means, a player that's a little bit older coming into the league, their ceiling isn't as high or they don't have as much room to grow. I don't really know. But I think when teams think like that, they miss on players like this that can impact winning, pretty significantly from day one. And I think he's still going to get better. Like most players aren't hitting their prime until they're 27, 28. So, watch this guy get off of his rookie contract and then just start like dominating, like he could be a guy that gets 10 plus assists per game in a season. I really think he's that good. So obviously going to the Knicks, they're pretty, set in terms of a starting lineup. Tyler Kolek's a point guard, so he's not going to get a ton of minutes with Jalen Brunson, especially in the scenarios that Tom Thibodeau runs. He's going to play his starters a ton of minutes. So Tyler Kolek might spend some time in the G League. Who knows? But he's a good player, and if Jalen Brunson goes down for whatever reason and they need someone to cover minutes at point guard, I think he's going to be pretty good to slot into that spot. Like I already think he's probably just as good. Maybe not just as good, but he's probably close enough to compete with Deuce McBride for like that backup spot. So I do think that this is like one of the best picks of the draft. And going back to like how people just assume that when players are older coming into the league that they just aren't as valuable. Like look at Dalton Connect. Dalton Connect fell to 17 to the Lakers when he probably should have gone in the top 10. Like, definitely should have gone in the top 10. But, NBA GMs just think, okay, well, if I draft a guy who's 18 or 19, he's going to be even better than, someone who's 23 years old right now. Which sometimes that works out, but sometimes that's how you end up with players that bust out of the league and don't really do much in the league. So it's just super important to understand that age can be a factor, but it shouldn't be weighted as heavily as it is. So I think everyone's going to see once the season starts that Tyler Kolek is really good. That's why he was doing so well at Marquette, and that's why he's doing pretty well in Summer League. So I think he's going to do pretty well at the NBA level as well. He's just going to need to wait for his opportunity to come. But New York Knicks, great team right now. got a great young player in Tyler Kolek. The rich get richer.